Ready? Let's go. Welcome to the Scales of Life podcast. I'm your host, Pamela Denise. Season 4 is underway. The title of this season is called Alignment is for the Assignment. And if y'all follow me and y'all do Life Scalers, you know that I've never had a visitor or a guest on this podcast. So we're doing something new because we have aligned. Last season was entitled Alignment or Bust. And I am so thankful. I'm going to stop and take a deep breath because I'm really, really excited about this. Now, if you're only watching this on Spotify, you won't even see it because the alignment is real. I said I'm going to take a deep breath, and my guest took a deep breath with me. I'm not going to delay this any longer. I'm going to introduce and bring to you someone who is very dear to me. I've not known her a long time, but we're aligned in a way that I can't even really explain right now, but I feel it in my soul. I'm comfortable. I'm so safe in this space, and I am thank you. This is a new relationship that is blossoming, and y'all gonna hear all about it. So without any further ado, let me introduce to you Shannon King. She is a cannabis nurse. She is a micro dispensary owner. She is a healthcare provider. She is a wellness coach. She is so many more things. I'm gonna let her tell you all about it. That's why I brought her here. So, Shannon King, welcome to the Scales of Life podcast.
Hi.
You are my very first guest.
Awesome. It's a wonderful privilege. I'm
Yeah.
so happy to be here.
I'm so happy to have you. And we're not gonna make this weird because the truth is, like, we haven't known each other a long time, but we're talking about alignment is for the assignment. And the day that I met Shannon, I was at a tea party. I was speaking at a tea party, and we were both vending there. And I was talking about my system start with water, and she came over to me and she was like, I get it. Like, I get it. She understood completely. Like, everybody don't get it. Everybody is not ready for what I have to offer, and I'm clear about that. So when she said it, I kind of locked into her a little bit. But then when it was over, like, we ended up spending the rest of the evening together. Like, that's how good the connection was. We ended up spending the rest of the evening together. But that's where it started. So before I talk about just how we met, because that is important, because sometimes we live in a day when you meet people, like, everybody's guards are up. Like, nobody trusts anybody anymore. So to meet somebody and connect with them on a spiritual, it was a soulish level, like soul meaning what I know to be true. It resonated with her, and she apparently felt the same way. I came to her spa, we hung out, and the rest, we're making history right now. So Shannon, tell us a little bit about who you are.
Hi. Well, thank you for that introduction. Again, just like you said, my name is Shannon King. I am a registered nurse. I have been in healthcare for almost 30 years. I've been a nurse. I've been in the Army. I've done every aspect of nursing. And right now, my journey is that I am a wellness coach. And I became...
Sorry, that was me. I got too close to the mic.
Okay. I'm a wellness coach, and I got into this industry about 5 years ago. And, that's not saying a lot because I've been in healthcare for 30 years. But it was about 5 years ago where I got introduced to cannabis and that aspect of it. Because before then, I thought cannabis was for lazy people, and, I had my own ignorance to that subject. And
Interesting.
yeah, and I also, to be vulnerable, to let you know, I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis at a very young age,
Okay.
at 17, and I'm 55 now. So I've had this long journey with illness, this relationship with illness, and it wasn't until 5 years ago that I was introduced to cannabis, CBD specifically, and used it as another treatment modality, and realized that, again, I was ignorant about the whole concept of cannabis because I only knew the street aspect of it. And I decided early on that that was something that I wouldn't partake in, and I just never explored it.
Okay.
So coming in contact with it again, in this medicinal form of CBD, it helped with my arthritis, and like they say, the rest is history. And that's kind of where my wellness journey started. Again, being in healthcare 25 years at that point, but my wellness journey started 5 years ago. That's powerful right there.
That is so interesting. Like, I love, so on the Scales of Life podcast, what we talk about is alignment, like body, mind, spirit, right? Um, Taking care of your body, taking care of your spirit, and taking care of your mind. Once you take care of all three of those, you align to where you're supposed to be. So the fact that you've been in healthcare all these 30 years, right? And your literal wellness journey did not start until you were introduced to something that you kind of like pushed to the side for a while because cannabis has like a bad rap. And I'm not here to push cannabis. I'm not a cannabis coach. I'm not a cannabis nurse, right? But the fact that you realize the medicinal properties and not just realize it, experience them, and that began your wellness journey. That's interesting because mentally in these United States and a lot of places, like, it's frowned upon. And the fact that you are receiving the medical benefits from it and started a journey as a result of it, I think that that's dope and powerful. No pun intended by Shannon. Dope. Like, I think that it's powerful though. You know, it's a powerful realization that you've come into.
Absolutely. And it really just started me down this rabbit hole of learning more and more about alignment and what my mission is, because I always thought my mission was to be a nurse, but that's just a title. So my mission is to bring wellness to our community. And so that's different, and I didn't know that.
It is. Now, do you feel like you're walking in the purpose that you were created to walk in? That you feel like you are doing the things. I don't want to say one thing. The things, because one thing evolves into another thing. We're created. Creativity never runs out. Do you believe that you're doing the thing that you were created to do?
I feel like I'm in the path to do that. I don't feel like I found it yet, but I feel like that God is putting people into my path to get me where I need to go. You know, a path is what? It's a journey. It's a line into where you need to be. And every day people are stepping in that path, helping me along the way. And that's very important to me.
I've got chills. I got chills when you said that, because this life is a journey, and you have to. I talked about this earlier this week. Your heart has to be prepared, and so without like putting nobody's business out there, I met Shannon. My listeners know that I'm recently divorced, and I talked about when the relationship ended, it was a necessary ending. We ain't got no beef. We good, right? We're better now than we were then. The last stages of our marriage. But sometimes life and relationships will have your heart hardened, or that you're not really prepared for what's next, because we don't know how to care for our heart. And self-care, self-care is a thing now. Self-care or self-love is not just getting your nails done and your feet done, right? It is about caring for the matters of your heart. And when I met Shannon, she was kind of fresh out of a relationship. Can I say she was kind of fresh out of a relationship? But her heart is still so pure, and it's so tender, and it's so open. And so that's one of the things we hadn't even talked about that until right now. Like, I noticed the condition, because when relationships don't work, or people in life's them, or tornadoes blow. I'm gonna use that saying tornado, because we had a tornado the other day. Tornadoes will blow through, and we stand back up straight and think that everything is okay, but it's not. We got to take time to care for the matters of our heart, so that when we're moving forward, the people who we're supposed to be aligned to, we're not afraid to align to them because we've been hurt, or we're afraid to be hurt. We kind of talked about that a little bit, because we don't really know each other yet.
Right. And the other thing that I want to just add to that is, it matters the people that you bring into your space. Because even though that relationship didn't work, the person that I was in a relationship was a wonderful person. So when it ended, and that was sad within itself. But we're not sad people. He's still a great person. I think I'm a great person. And so we just are going in different paths. And, that's about, when you're talking about self-care, God takes care of me even when I don't know. So what I do is I trust him and say, this ended for a reason. And then what's the next thing? And the next thing isn't, I'm looking for another relationship. The next thing is, you have this free time. You have this space to explore just you. Without having to worry about somebody else right now. So do that. And I'm leaning into that. And when another relationship happens, it'll happen. If it doesn't, it won't. But I've got relationships all around me, with my family, with my friends, and I'm smothered with love. I really am.
I love that so much. I love that. Listen, I am a fan of black women. I'm just going to say that. No, because we're so resilient and the world is so unfriendly and so unkind to us. So when we're able to dig in and say, listen, if another relationship comes, because the truth of the matter is, the primary relationship is that with you of your creative person and that with yourself. And once you have those relationships solid, like you never get too good with God, you never get too good with yourself. Things could always be better, but as long as those are your primary focus, the relationship with your creator and the relationship with yourself, I personally feel like my ex-husband, he's a wonderful dude. Like I ain't gonna call him, he's a wonderful man. Like really, he was one of the best men that I had ever met up until that point. That's why I married him.
Mm-hmm.
But then sometimes you can outgrow or just grow, or things are for a reason, a season, and a lifetime. Like I've heard that my entire life. And so when things end, like I feel the alignment even the more so now, because you've never spoken bad about the person. You've always just been like, it ended and never really talked about it, because you're whole. And sometimes things do end and we're not taught how to let things go. But when you're comfortable in your own skin and you're learning and you're growing into the place where you're supposed to be, the fact that a relationship ends, like you can deal with the pain and the loss of it, but understand that it was just necessary for it to end, for me to continue to go to where God wants me to go.
Right, and that just isn't my focus now. So when it's not your focus, you move on to something else, right? I'm focusing on 50 million other things. So
I know it to be true. I can call Shannon. Shannon can be in the bed and she can be like, give me 15 minutes, I'm getting ready. Like, because what she's not going to do is let you threaten her with a good time.
That's right.
And she not be a part of it. Something is happening with the mic a little bit. Can you hear it? Mm-hmm. Okay. I've got a great editor. I believe it's going to be able to work out just fine. So one of the things that, there's so many things. When I first met Shannon, I came to the spa that she was like, you got to come to the spa. It's so nice. And it's called Soul Massage. And I'll talk more about that I'll talk a little bit about it now, because this is where we're doing this episode. It's where I'm recording the Scales of Life podcast in season 4. But when I came in, they showed me some of the things that they did here. And I'm telling you, I feel the vibrations now. So let me pause for the cause. We are in this room, and it is called the Energy Enhancement Center. And anybody who knows me know, when they meet me, people be like, you have such great energy. You have great energy. Well, because I spend time with the Creator every single day, and when you do, He shines His light in you, on you, and through you. But everybody doesn't do that, although God wants it. But the alignment here, this room emanates energy, and I cannot articulate it. If you want to, Shannon, you can talk about it a little bit, or you can want to say that for somebody.
Well, I'll just briefly, express what I know about it. And again, this is newer technology. And what it does is, you're right, it emanates energy. It emanates energy into our bodies to allow us to repair at a DNA level. And when that happens, your body, which is created to repair itself, is allowed to do that. Because we know we have the stressors of life and of environment that go against that. And so what's nice about this facility is it's a place where you can come, let your DNA repair, relax, and release, and so that you can allow your body to do what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, that's powerful. The environment, it creates an environment. I remember shortly after my ex-husband and I had separated, I had changed some of the aesthetics in my home, and I turned my living room into a skating rink. And I couldn't really articulate why I was doing it then, but I was cultivating the soil. I was preparing the environment for me to thrive. And when you all talk about this space, it's like it really is. When you come in the spa, you can literally feel the energy like vibrating off of you. It is incredible. And so when the day that I met Shannon, I came to the spa. She's like, you gotta see it. I came and I looked at everything. And when I left, I didn't leave right away. I told you we'd been hanging out all night. But when I left, I literally felt like my soul had been touched. Like I felt it in a real way. They said, how do you feel like being in a room? I said, I feel like I got a soul massage. And I did not remember that was the name of the spot. It's called soul massage. So there is a real, because I'm a soul worker. The work that I do is help people strengthen and cultivate the what they need in their soul. I help them create a space for stillness and strengthen their mind, which strengthens your soul. So when I came here and I saw that was the name of the massage, I didn't want to leave right away, so I didn't. But I ended up coming back because I knew that there was a connection. Really, truthfully speaking, I'm gonna back up a little bit. The week before I met you, I was talking to God, and God was talking to me, and He told me that something was going to happen that weekend that was going to be transformative for me. And I'm gonna tell you, I look for God in the small things, and I personally feel that me, meaning Shannon, was one of those things. I felt like, no, I'm not gonna downplay it. I felt like it was the transformative thing that God was telling me that I was gonna encounter, because we're gonna talk about some more things that we are working on. Shannon has kind of like laid the groundwork for some things, and I'm partnering with her on something, and we're gonna talk about that. We can talk about it now because it's a really big deal.
We can, and I'm super, super excited about that.
Yay, us. I want to say this first. You are worthy. The world be making us think that if we don't have a certain thing, if we don't have a relationship, if we're a little bit overweight, if our hair is not what we want it to be, if we're not in a car that we want, the house that we're in, it constantly puts so much on us that we feel like if we don't meet this level of expectation or success that the world puts on us, that we're not worthy, and we're always striving to get to worthy. But we are worthy. And because we feel like we're not worthy, we put what is most important to us, our health care, our soul care, our mental care, our physical care, we'll put that behind the other things, behind grinding to make the money, behind grinding to redecorate the house and all the stuff, right? And behind the children, behind the husband, behind the job, behind the parents. We put ourselves, if not last, second, third, or fourth, but you are worthy of the care. Shannon talked about it. I'm gonna let you talk about it, how this, well, I'm kind of jumping because I'm really excited about it. So we are hosting a 5-day retreat, and it's entitled You Are Worthy. It's gonna be a transformational, restorational, and we're gonna have a real good time for the soul retreat. Shannon, you want to talk? Yeah, you talk about it.
So
you laid the groundwork.
So one thing I will say is one of the better things, and we're really lucky to have the location is in Tulum, Mexico. So that's an area in Mexico that is really uncharted, or newly chartered, and so it's not weighed down by tourists and things like that. And we're going to be in the jungle. So what better place to have this transformation happen, but it in an area where growth, it's all about growth. So it's going to be in the jungle in Tulum, Mexico, and just super excited. We're going to have 32 people there on a beautiful location. We'll have services, and like you said, it's about your soul, and so it won't deal, you're not going to get a pedicure there, you're not going to get a manicure there.
You're not.
But you will come back a better person than you left. Changed.
You won't come back.
Go ahead.
You won't come back changed. You will not come back the same. You will not come in the jungle with us not knowing that you're worthy. You're going to leave knowing that not only you are worthy, but you are created for a specific purpose, and you are here to figure out what your purpose is and to dominate your space. So this is going to be a retreat like you have never experienced before. The lineup is not all the way in place because we're being really, really particular about the people who come and speak to you. I'm going to speak for sure. Shannon's going to be there with her wellness. We've got Yoni Steams, and we've got all the things that you need to care for your body that will affect your soul. But we've got some powerful people that are coming, that are going to come in and not just entertain you, but speak life to you. We have the power of life in our tongues. death as well. We're going to speak life that over these 5 days with you, and we're so excited about it. We're going to give the website. I'll make sure that the website for the retreat. You go ahead and give the website
It's noblesquarewellness.com.
We're still working on a few details, but trust and believe it is in April 21st through the 27th of 2025. It is going to be a retreat. Mark.
No, it's April 17th through the 21st.
What did I say? The
21st through the 27th.
Okay, I know it was the 1 and the 7 mixed up in there.
April
Okay,
17th.
April 17th through the 21st of 2025. It will be a retreat like you have never experienced before, really, because you are worthy and we're there. It is our purpose. I can tell you, because I talked to Shannon, I can tell you that I feel like 90% of the time that I'm walking directly in the purpose that God created me. Now, all areas of my life don't look like it all the time, but I know for sure that my purpose is to help other people find their purpose. And if you're clear about who you are, then you can be more confident to do the things that God created you to do.
But let me also say that, if you're confused about who you are, if you're confused about where you're going, but you just know you need a change, and that's really the people that we want at this retreat. We want the women who are pouring it on to everybody else, or just don't know what your purpose is. This is the retreat for you to come and find out what that purpose is, because you'll be able to sit still with yourself. You'll be able to receive the energy from the other positive people around you. So again, those are the people we're looking for. If you want to really make a change in your life but just don't know how, you see all of this stuff on social media and you're like, oh, people are going here and doing this and doing that. If none of those really resonate with you, but you want to again make that change, why does change keep coming up and up and up? It's because this is the retreat for you.
I love that. I'm gonna say one other thing. Like, a lot of times we do things out of what we think we're supposed to do. Like, I've been traveling since I was 25 years old. I had never been on an airplane until I was 25 years old. But once I got on, like, I've been around the world. I've been to some of the most amazing places in over the past couple years of my life. So I love travel. I really, 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 really do. But we want to create a space for you so that you get so solid within yourself that you can begin to create a life that you don't have to run from. Because my truth, I have not traveled in almost 2 years. I haven't really been anywhere because I got clear. I went to a mastermind and some things were unlocked in me. And I began to understand clearer because I was seeking clarity. I was seeking purpose. And I yielded to it. And I ended up in this space that I bought the ticket to. I booked the flight. But when I was there, I knew that I was with my aligned tribe. And my life has never been the same since. And this is the experience that we're going to create for you, because you'll end up there because you'll buy the ticket, and because something that you see either on the website or through the podcast or through some advertisements that we're going to do is going to align and resonate with you. But know this, that when you come, you will not be the same when you leave. That is our mission, that is our goal, and that is the purpose for being. You can go to any retreat and do the things and have the wellness experience, but we're not doing cookie cutter wellness here. We're trying to make you whole, physically, mentally, and spiritually, because whole is the goal.
Whole is the goal. Look, that's the new t-shirt.
Yes, let me tell you, I got hashtag. It's everywhere. Whole is the goal. So listen, thank you so much. I think we're wrapping it up here. Shannon King, I appreciate your grace. I appreciate your hospitality and welcome into the space. I appreciate your flexibility in that you are very open to my ideas, to the creativity, to the gelling, the alignment that's coming into this space. I appreciate you for that. Shannon got a lot of stuff going on. She did a bingo. She did
bingo and bubbly.
Bingo and bubbly. And I'm gonna say this: bingo and bubbly. She ain't even drinking. She ain't even drinking, but she making sure that the people are okay and having what they need. Like, she done took a what do you call it?
Just
a dry July or something like that. Yeah, because it's summertime shy, and summertime shy, we can get into it's so much to get into. But one of the things I'm telling you, it's about alignment, because part of our assignment, one of our first assignments together is this retreat, and we're gonna do several things, because we actually have on Saturdays we're doing Sacred Saturdays at the Soul Massage. It is 405 East 35th Street. Every Saturday we're doing that. It's on the calendars now, at least for the next few months, like until further notice. And we'll be here at 8 a.m. 405 East 35th Street doing Sacred Saturdays, and you'll get an opportunity to have guided meditation with myself. You'll have an opportunity to experience the spa and sit in the Energy Enhancement Center, the EEC, and get to experience some of what is happening in this room. So I'm thankful for you and opening up yourself in your location. And I know that it's not just you here, but the connection that we've made is incredible, and I'm thankful for what is to come. And I didn't tell you about this. On the Scales of Life podcast, at the end of each episode, I like to do what's called an altar call, because I love the altar. The altar to me is really why I go to church. That's the only reason I would go to church, because I have a relationship with God and He's with me in me. But when you go to the altar is a place to let everything go. It's a place to receive everything that you need. It's a place of transformation. It's a place of healing, restoration. So at the end of each episode, I like to do what's called an altar call, and we leave something on the altar. So if you would like to leave anything on the altar today, feel free. I'll go first.
Okay.
Just to let you know what it looks like. Today, I like to leave on the altar preconceived notions about friendships. I like to leave on the altar fear of new spaces and new opportunities. And I like to leave on the altar any doubt about this upcoming season that God is leading us into. That's what I'm leaving on the altar today.
Awesome. Well, I'd like to leave on the altar any fear of what's next. In the absence of knowing what's next, to just lean into it, because you never know what's there. I think that's it.
That's it. Well, listen, until next time, life scalers, let's balance this thing out so that we can scale for real. Peace.
Bye. I love it.
Yay! I
love
feel
it.
so good
That was
about
good.
it. Yes, thank you. And you don't want to work no more? It's fine. You worked when you were supposed to.
We can't ask no more than that.
Listen, thank you.